That's a minute early, according to
What? It says right there.
It doesn't. Oh, it
The
doesn't.
countdown ended. Countdown said we're done. Sound time to go live.
Well, then we are live.
We're live. We're live. We're in.
So, welcome back, Dan.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome
Thank
back
you.
to your garage.
It's been many travels, many miles between.
It's been 14 days.
Yeah, it's been a long time. I'm happy to be here.
I imagine everybody's happy to have you here.
Yeah. They don't like just staring at you.
I am incredibly entertaining, but not so much entertaining as when we're together.
Well, I'm happy to be the idiot to the straight guy. Are you the straight guy? Am I the dummy? I don't know.
I don't know how that works.
I don't know.
We are us.
We are us.
So welcome to Friday Sips Live. We are going to, discuss or rail on finished whiskeys. I don't know. So I had, there's a very popular, you may have heard of it. I mean, they do okay, Bourbon Pursuit podcast. I kind of quit listening to it for a long time, but I tuned in recently because they were talking about barrel finished whiskeys. And I thought what they had to say was quite interesting.
Whoa.
I did.
Hey.
It's not that they're not interesting. There's all sorts of other reasons. But
Okay.
I thought it was interesting, and it reminded me of some things I think are worth chatting about. While we got away from barrel finished whiskeys.
Hi, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy, a new person.
Sorry, I called you Kath, and I didn't mean to. Sorry. Hi, Larry. Boy, the gang's all here.
Yeah, and a new person.
Yeah.
Hello, Kathy.
So anyway, finished whiskeys, Bourbon Pursuit. I interrupted you.
Yes, and so I want to talk about finished whiskeys, and because Eric, who I haven't seen pop in yet, but Eric, we swapped some samples.
Yeah.
And Eric sent us a Ryconic, which is in Tennessee. I read all about it, and my memory's gone this week. I haven't had near enough whiskey this week to drink. But that is, and if he's here, maybe he'll chime in and fill us in. Oh, look, she knows who Slow Guy on the Fast Ride is.
Who doesn't? That guy's famous. Anyway.
That's some 6-year-old, I think. Yeah, 6-year-old, 3 months old, single barrel, King's Family Ryconic. It's MGP distillate at 109 proof, but it's been secondarily aged in some other barrel. Eric didn't know. I can't figure out from their website what that second barrel is, but there was an assumption that it was just another new charred barrel, and that had to do with whether or not you can call something straight, and that's not actually the case. It's not straightforward, this finishing business. So we're going to talk about that.
Let's talk about it. Well, I think you just did.
I did talk about that some. So that's what we want to talk about. Also, I'm excited, even though I wasn't going to open that Kentucky Owl Rye until you got back, but you drank some while I wasn't with you, and so screw you. I opened it last week and drank some.
That's friendship.
Newsflash, it's quite tasty.
It's quite tasty, yes.
I don't know if it lives up to the mythic stature that I had built it up in my head over the last 4, because I think I bought those in 2018.
Well, so you opened it probably, the first one that you had, that was probably 3 years ago, right?
Well, they according to that label,
let's put it over here where people can see
they were because I refuse to turn that camera on. It was bottled in 2017 in July. I don't think I bought these until 2018.
Okay.
The bottles I bought. This one I did some rearranging of assets.
Okay.
To secure that. I don't want to say
rearranging it.
I don't want to say I bought a bottle of the secondary.
That could not sound any sketchier than what you just made it sound like.
And then
rearrange some assets.
And then because I do stuff like this, then I had a long discussion with myself. Should I open the bottle I just got or the one I've had for 3 years?
Ooh,
I know.
You should open both of them.
Oh, well.
And give the one you don't like to your buddy.
Part of the reason I did this was to break the mystique. Bottle.
Can we pour something?
Sure.
Yeah.
But I want to start on the finish discussion.
Okay.
So we'll pick this up later.
Well, we don't have any finished whiskeys here.
We do.
Oh, we do.
We do. We do have a little bit. So also want to bring up a couple things, but we'll do that while we're drinking. Let's dig into what Eric so kindly sent us.
Oh, yeah.
This is the Ryconic. Yeah.
So this is
There's Eric. He's back.
Yeah.
He's finishing up a call.
Scott's here too.
And I think Eric, when Eric says the call, it's dealing with somebody's physical health and stuff.
Can I get a pour cam here?
Oh.
Gee whiz.
Jeez.
You act like I've been gone for months.
I think we need to set Larry up remotely to control this stuff.
Seriously.
He's a lot better producer.
He's on it.
He's a better producer than I am.
Clink. All right.
Okay.
So this is the Ryconic.
Ryconic. So 6-year-old MGP. We give MGP grief, but I give MG Bourbon primarily a lot of grief. One of my favorite bottles ever was an Old Scout that Larry will know where I got this at Red Dog, I think it's called, in Franklin, Tennessee. It was Old Scout barrel proof 7-year-old rye. It was delicious. So
that smells really good.
Ooh, it does.
It's like fruity, kind of. That sounds really good. All right. That tastes good. So we don't know what this is finished in?
Well, Eric, I don't know. Maybe we were texting back and forth. I never could find it.
You get like a bubble gum on the back, though?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't love that.
It's clean for a...
Yeah.
Maybe Eric knows. Single barrel, double oaked. 100 proof. Do we know anything about the filtration? Because that tastes clean. I don't believe that would have been chill filtered at some point.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about this is that lingering bubble gum.
Larry will work for whiskey.
You're in the right place, Larry.
That's about all we got to pay.
Yeah. I mean, everything is great except for that bubble gummy kind of flavor on the back end.
Whatever the secondary barrel was, it's in line with whatever it spent most of its life in. I don't taste anything like a...
Nothing's jumping out. Like you don't get that big wash of port or anything.
No, but you also don't get, I go back and forth on the Old Forester 1910, which is a double barrel kind of thing. Sometimes I love it. Sometimes it just tastes like, I don't know, I'm just chewing on barrel. This is quite tasty.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually the nose reminded me of this Prideful Goat.
That's why I made sure we got that out. Because
Yeah.
that's the closest thing, man. It's a 6-year-old MGP, barrel proof, unfiltered. We need a dump glass.
We have one. And Eric's not looking, so it's
well,
okay.
Eric understands. I mean, good grief. We can't drink all of this stuff. We
nose.
could, but...
I gotta say, this nose is really quite something.
Nose is the best part of it. The finish is long lasting, but it kind of trails off.
Yeah. It's just that that little bit of bubblegum but ruins the finish.
I think the secondary finishing is muting some of the typical MGP rye. Yes, it's usually very herbal. So that's the Prideful Goat 6-year cast strength unfiltered. That's the closest thing there. So not finished or secondarily aged.
But this is so I didn't like this when we first opened it.
Ooh.
Whoa.
The bubble gum when you burp that's a lot of cotton candy.
It could be much worse. Wow. Okay. Gross. So I didn't love this when we opened it. It grew.
I was a fan. I mean, it's not amazing or anything.
No.
But I thought it was quite tasty.
It's grown on me quite a bit.
Given some of the bottles you've been coerced to buy in your little whiskey club thing, this was a home run.
This is.
It's a home run.
And it's grown on me a lot. I still don't think I would pay what I paid for it. You didn't even turn on the pork. Slacker. And the nose is quite similar.
I'm sorry.
Larry, you taking notes, Larry?
The nose is similar.
Nose is very similar. But I like this a lot more in subsequent sips. And we had a whiskey night with all of our friends, and we brought this out, and I actually quite liked it.
Not all of our friends. They weren't here.
What, you guys can't afford plane tickets? It's just Ooh, wow. Whoa.
That's hot.
That is hot. Whoa.
And it's lower proof than the other.
Is it?
I don't know, what is that?
This is 114.4.
Oh no, this is 109.
Yeah,
that's five proof points is not that different. That's hot.
See how that shut me up so fast?
That's a note for everybody. Keep some really hot whiskey around to shut Dan
up. Yeah.
I've not found anything else that could do that.
You keep putting a camera in front of me. Of course I want to talk.
Yeah.
That's quite good. But yeah, that big blast of heat, I don't remember. I don't know if it's just because we went from the lower proof. Maybe.
It's not that much lower though.
No, but that was a big blast of heat.
It's still good, but it's got a similar finish. It's not as bubble gummy, but it's certainly there. No mistaking, those come from the same place.
Yeah, you do get a little bit of that bubble gum.
I gotta say, the Raconic's quite delicious. I'm a little surprised the secondary barreling's not more evident.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't pick that out.
I don't get any real finish from that. I mean, it tastes so similar to this.
Yeah.
I'm curious what that got
interesting. Yeah.
Secondarily finished.
And the thing is, that's where those rules get really muddy. So when you give something an age, Does it just have to be the initial finish? Does the finishing count? I think the finishing counts. I know a lot of people count. I know Boulder Spirits counts the finishing when they do that. They don't have to tell you how long it's spent in either. Eric told me on this one is called a straight whiskey. Now,
can they do that?
Well, they're not supposed to. So that's the thing about where it gets super gray and finished
Eric,
whiskey.
we've been talking about you a lot. Thank God.
Because there is a specialty whiskey, I believe it's called, designation in the TTB, and that's really where a lot of these finished whiskeys put themselves as it relates to the law. But then they will go say things like straight whiskey finished in, and that's not correct.
Right.
It shouldn't be that way. And the Angels Envy crew, the Hendersons, say once a bourbon, you can't unbourbon it. I'll give you the extreme example as to why I disagree with that. If I take some bourbon and I pour it in some Coke, it is unbourboned. It is now a bourbon and Coke or some other, a Lemme, whatever it is. It is not just bourbon anymore. And that's kind of what I struggle with some of these things. But that is quite good.
What was the one that we had that was just like it felt like somebody had put grape juice in.
Oh, there's been a bunch of those.
Yeah, but this one was egregious. It wasn't the Sagamore, was it?
I didn't like the Sagamore. It tasted like it had sugar in it.
Yeah.
Remember too, if you start working on finishing bourbons, the rules are tighter around bourbon, even if it's not a straight bourbon. If it just says rye whiskey, that can have up to 2.5% other stuff in it. So and back to that podcast I listened to with Bourbon Pursuit, as Fred Bennick said, bourbon's the Wild West. I mean, rye whiskey's the Wild West. You never know what's in that.
Man, that nose is quite good. Actually, I thought the Ryconic had a bolder nose than this does.
The nose is definitely better than I think overall they're both really good.
They're pretty similar.
If you're just sipping and enjoying life, I like the Ryconic better.
All right. Well, I guess I'm feeling pretty good about the Prideful Goat purchase, and I wasn't at first.
Look, Eric knows Kathy,
and Kathy knows Eric.
And Eric knows, how about that? Kathy, let us know how you figured out we were here, please. Thank you. These are both good.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
And I think it's worth noting, because we do dog on MGP a lot.
The bourbon.
The bourbon is a different animal than the rye, I'm finding.
Yeah, well, I think that the reason I give it a wider berth is that I like Kentucky-style ryes.
Yeah.
But sometimes I want something different. The other end of the spectrum is something like Whistle Pig 10. It's 100%, and it's a bunch of 100% ryes. In the middle, it's not really in the middle mathematically, but in the middle is a 95.5 MGP rye. When they're well-aged, when they've got a little...
That's what I am.
Well-aged. Yes. And they got a little proof on them, they can be pretty good, but they can also be remarkably mediocre.
Yeah. I'm also remarkably mediocre.
I'm not talking about you all the time.
All right. Do we want to go to the...
Before we forget, now that we have a full house, or enough people.
Oh, yeah.
Next Friday will be no Friday Sips Live. My wife and I are going on a vacation-ish type thing. So, and then Dan's actually working.
Or at a funeral, I haven't decided.
Or at a funeral, it's hard to say. Either way, no Friday Sips Live.
Yes.
Next Friday. We apologize, we will miss you all, but we'll see you the Friday after that. Cheers.
We'll bring
Cheers.
bottles of alcohol. Yes. What are we drinking next? So we got the Trailhead.
Eric told her.
Yeah. You got to catch up on the comments,
Eric.
man. I'm
I can't
right
do
with you
comments.
guys.
Frankly, today I'm not doing anything other than drinking.
All right, well that's good for you. Speaking of, what should we go on to the American Single Malt, or should we stick with rye? Because that's a leap.
Yeah, let's go to the rye. Let's go to that. And I picked this one.
The Canuck?
Actually, no, I picked this one to go with the Kentucky Owl because it was the closest in proof I had.
Well, then
when we opened it last week, I used the Rare Breed Rye.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't even close.
Well,
so I thought we played. Let's go there first. We'll cleanse the palate with some sherry finished.
This is sherry
slightly peat. Yes.
Okay.
Recap on that. Boulder Spirits does very delicious American single malt whiskey. That is what this started as, but one batch of it started as unpeated American single malt, spent 4 years in a new charred oak container. The other was a peated American single malt, spent 4 years again in a different new charred oak container. And then at the end, they got put in two different Pedro Jimenez or PX sherry barrels where they spent roughly a year.
Poor Cam.
Roughly Beautiful. A year. And that's what we have. They intended to do these as two separate releases. They peated and unpeated, but then they mingled them together and they tasted good, and so they married them, and that's what we have here. And the reason I brought that is, if you're a Scotch drinker, there's a difference between finished whiskey and goodness, I touched a button I didn't mean to touch. Whatever. There's a difference in finished whiskey, as in it's a whiskey that's ready to go, and then it spends some amount of time in American whiskey that's rarely more than a year in some secondary cask. It might be a sherry cask or a port cask or a rum cask. That's different than something like Redbreast, Irish whiskey, which we're going to drink again, thanks to Eric, where it actually is aged in an ex-sherry barrel. So it's not finished. It spent a lot of time in that barrel, and that's different.
Whilst we are sipping, what are y'all drinking? I see Kathy's drinking MB Roland Single Barrel Rye. What are y'all drinking? And if you're not drinking...
I like to hear about that MB Roland, because that's, to my knowledge, I don't know much about it, but it's typically quite young.
What are you going to sip if you're not drinking right now? What are you going to sip first thing later? Now we can commence sipping. So this is Boulder Spirits. Have I had this? I've had this, right?
Yes. I took a really big swig of it. That is delicious.
It is.
God, that's good.
It's sweet in a very good way. Like, ooh, it's got sherry butts.
Yes.
What are
Pedro Jimenez sherry butts?
Okay.
Butts are barrels.
Oh.
They're just bigger.
Okay.
12 years old.
Anyway,
This is delicious.
this is sweet in all the right ways. Like we had some of those ones, like you said, where it just feels like somebody dumped grape juice in it. This is almost like a little like memory of sweet.
And there's a peatiness to it that if you're a Lefroy fan, you may not even notice the peat here at first. It kind of drifts in once it sits there for a bit.
Scott's gonna drink some of the Weller 12 we sent him. Atta boy.
Friendly people.
Yeah. Well,
Who's that?
I don't know who that is. Somebody else must have sent him some Weller 12. Yeah,
That was both of us. You bought me the bottle and I sent him the sample.
that's true. It was a team effort. Yeah.
There's everything. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Because Lord knows one of us can't do any of this stuff.
No. Anyway, I quite like this, and I've been, Boulder Spirits is interesting because it is a local, for us local, and it, I always kind of hesitate when I see the smaller distilleries and, especially at certain prices, because you want to support the little guy, but a lot of it's usually pretty young and not very good. This has paid off every single time.
It's quite different, and Alistair Brogan is a Scotsman. Came to the States, started that distillery. A love of Scotch whiskey. That's why there's a heavy malt. And even their bourbon's 44% malted barley. They're pretty excited. They just got a deal to distribute in Alistair's home countries. So they're going to be distributed in the UK.
I think we should get a T-shirt made of just the profile of my nose in a glass.
It's probably going to end up looking like a penis based on the T-shirt.
It's our habit. Yeah. We have a lot of stickers to give away, I think, because of our penis logo.
Well, it doesn't look that way on the sticker. It doesn't look that way on digital. It just looks that way when it's on a great big T-shirt.
Yeah, pointing right up at your face? Yeah. Okay.
I can't believe I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice either. What does that say about us? So, let's see. Larry's going to be opening a Town Creek single barrel later. It's a Red Dog store pick. I don't know anything about that.
5 year. There you go. That one's 6. Lovely. MB Roland. I'm going to give that a shot.
It'd be fun. Yeah. What do you think of it, Kathy? I mean, give us some sense. What you like? I could drink this all day.
All day long. It's so good.
What was the price on this?
A lot.
Okay. Maybe I won't drink this all day then.
It was $95.
Ooh. Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot.
But it's so good, though.
It is really good.
I'd buy another. In fact, I may go. I don't know how many. There's only 180 of them left at the distillery. It's a distillery only pick. That's the thing that got them good distribution in Canada.
Man, $95, but boy, that is
really good.
By
the way, if y'all remember, part of my how to divest myself of so many bottles was sharing some samples. This is in play. Not a lot of it, but it's in play. So I'll be bottling up samples this weekend.
How do I get one?
You just get to keep drinking. But remember, at this point, with that little left in the bottle, every bit you drink is less that they get.
I don't like you guys that much. I'm sorry. No, it's really good. I think this would be a good. I mean, I don't want to tell you how to spend your money, but that's a good share. I'm
going to go see if I can get another one of those. Let me tell you what else happened. So while I was there, I don't remember why I was there the next time, but there are some barrels of American single malt and bourbon aging, 2 different barrels, that were then put into some Armagnac barrels.
Ooh.
And let me tell you what, it's good. And I got to do the old straw thing.
Yeah.
The
you got
silicone
that
straw.
Yeah.
I didn't get... Ryan did that part, but he strawed it into the glasses. And went, oh my God, it's good.
Straight out of the barrel. Eric, no, I don't do restraint. I'm sorry. It's not a thing here.
Not a thing here. We don't. That's not a word. We don't understand that word.
All right, so we've got
Yeah.
A-OK.
Okay.
We've got really quite delicious. The Ryconic was quite good too.
Yeah, and I think what I want to make sure we do is let's not draw conclusions. It's easy to draw a conclusion that some people are using barrel finishes to cover up crap distillate. That's an absolute fact. No way around it. Sometimes you drink this stuff and it tastes like you could throw an ice cube with some bitters in it and you've got an old fashioned because it's got
Man, that's good.
That's delicious. So, as always, finished or not, taste the whiskey first, because Dan and I do bag on MGP a lot, particularly the bourbon, just because I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of looking at a shelf and seeing 50 bottles and 38 of them came from the same place. But that rye, it's just different. Not many, and some are now. There are even some other Indiana distilleries that are doing a 95.5 mash bill. Give it a chance, because sometimes if it's got a little age on it, if it's not been filtered, or it's at barrel proof, or a variety of other things, maybe a secondary barrel finish, it's quite good.
Yeah.
And that's all that really matters. I don't really care where it comes from, what the mash, I don't really care. Is it good?
Yeah, yeah. Bender, that bottle's supposed to be the one of the Elijah Craig's that's like really, really good. The A121, that's supposed to be the one that stands out. So I'm curious. A friend of mine actually offered to crack it open for me while I was in Arizona, and I kind of ran out of gas. I couldn't do it.
Drinking so much good whiskey,
Yeah, I
just
know.
couldn't.
It was too much.
I don't know, man. I'm kind of out. I just rearranged some assets to
Just rearranged his assets. It was fine.
to not have 3 Elijah Craig barrel proofs, just because I don't know, man. Heaven Hill whiskey after 10 years old,
Yeah.
it just gets bitter.
I've heard the A121 is like the one, though.
I'm sure.
And also the Astros suck and go Yankees. Unfortunately, they are golfing right now.
Where are the Yankees, Dan?
Golfing, I would imagine.
Golfing,
Yeah.
which
yeah.
is not in the
World
what's the
Series,
thing? The world's that event that we don't actually invite anybody else in the world to, and yet we call
the World
the
Series.
World Series.
All right, so we are remarkably three
just-
for three today.
Yeah, this is a great day. We're
Yeah.
drinking great whiskey.
Yeah. Should I just bring out the cream of Kentucky just to set things right?
No. That's nasty.
I
Are we here?
We are.
We are here. We're here. This also, because we love the fact that you guys support us, also on the sample.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I did buy some 1 ounce sample bottles instead of 2s,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's on the sample train.
Jump on this one.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's see.
Kentucky out.
I'm cleansing and rinsing.
All right. Give me oh, you got it. All right. I'll do the same then. All right. Little rinse.
So the best guess on this, and chime in if you know, best guess on this is Old Barton Rye Distillate. And they age dated 11. It's probably got some older whiskey in it. Based on the way it tastes, it certainly got some older whiskey in it.
Yeah, yeah.
This was, when I drank it, the best whiskey I'd ever tasted. I don't know that I'd still say that. And even when we opened the Russell's Reserve 13, when we got into that Four Roses limited edition small batch,
Yeah.
I thought, without a reference point in a few years, maybe those were more enjoyable. It's close.
Okay.
It's quite good.
I mean, just having had this not too long ago, I was pretty blown away by this.
I'm a little disappointed that I'm not the one that got to let you taste that.
Well, here we are, right now, in the moment.
But your buddy, he beat me to it.
That was a week ago, man. I've forgotten all about that.
We're like goldfish.
Yeah.
We eat a lot. We don't remember anything.
All right.
Is that good? Did you get that right in my face? Is that close enough? Thank you.
It's right there. Eric, I would certainly be interested. I've also struggled with the Heaven Hill stuff over a certain age, but everybody raves about the A121, so I don't know.
Well, that's fine. But look, I'll tell you what. I've got a 10-year-old store pick Well, as you correct, it's delicious.
Yeah,
and Casey's got an 8-year-old, which I bet is quite good.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a sweet spot. I know, it's just ridiculous.
If we were wealthy, this is what we would drink.
Mm-hmm.
This and 25-year-old Lefroy.
I mean, it's amazing. It's annoyingly good. Yeah.
We're gonna need a minute.
Don't look.
Don't look. Holy shit, that's good.
It is really good. Wow. No, that lives up. But okay, so tell me about. So this is the first one, right? And
batch one.
And the next few were not very good, according to.
No. So there was a batch 2 not long after that. I bought actually my wife, Eagle-Eye Melissa. We're in Atlas Valley Purveyors.
No one calls her that.
I just did. But we're walking through the liquor store, and she points at the bottom of the shelf. She goes, "Isn't that whiskey you like?" And it's on the bottom shelf, one bottle, nothing around it, just sitting. I went, "Yeah." And that batch went from 120 retail to 170, but they had it marked at 120. And being the kind of moron I am, I said, "Hey," actually, what the funny part was, I went, I'm not sure if I want to spend that much money. And I took a step, and she goes, "Stop it." And I went, "Okay." I picked the bottle up. But I told them they had it priced wrong.
She's the brains of the operation.
Clearly.
Yeah.
I told them they had it priced wrong, and they were like, "Well, it's what they told us to price it."
Yeah.
So I bought it. It was very, very good.
Was it?
It is not this good, and it's noticeably not this good.
Because I've heard people actually, full on dog on that second batch and that third batch.
No, the third batch, I don't know. I never had it, but it was definitely different by then. By then, the Stoli purchase had taken full effect.
Yeah.
It was not.
Scott's going brave. Scott's going to try the cream of Kentucky. Kathy, oh my God. So you may not know about this.
Get ready. Get ready.
Yeah. The cream of Kentucky. Hold on.
Worst whiskey ever put in the bottle. Ever. In fact, we're pretty sure it can cause severe health problems.
Yeah. This has come out every single live stream, basically. It is historically bad. Scott, I'm sorry that you're doing that, but I did include it in there at your request, so please don't send me hate mail.
And Kathy, if you just wish to participate in the hilarity,
I'll happily send you some.
We'll happily send you a sample.
If you see this on the shelf, hard pass.
Now,
hard
Kathy,
pass.
You say gross. Is that because you've had it? Tell us you've had it.
Oh my God. Maybe Eric's told her about it.
It's pretty bad.
It's really bad.
Not pretty bad. It's terrible. I got a question because I recently did a Back to the Bottle video on the Hidden Barn Series 1, and I called it early in the year. Most disappointing bottle ever. And somebody was it better than the Cream of Kentucky? And I went, well, first of all, Dan bought the Cream of Kentucky, so that may be his most disappointing purchase. Wasn't mine.
Yeah.
Second of all, that's not disappointing. That shit's dangerous.
Yeah.
She's had it.
Kathy's threatening with
some Malort.
No, I graduated from college.
There you
Thank you.
This is just stellar.
This is phenomenal. It's disappointing to me though that everything that tastes like this just skyrockets in price.
Well, yes. And if I knew what it was, I should have bought more. Didn't. When it was at 120.
Get rid of this guy.
Should have bought more 2 years ago when they were still 170, 175. This caused the rearrangement of assets in the tune of 325. Actually, right after I accepted that, somebody offered one at 300.
Yeah,
who's to argue over that?
Can I?
You can do it.
I want to molest this bottle for a second.
But it's, I don't know. Given what 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 year olds sourced same old Barton, same old MGP whiskey goes for in the $100-$150 range. Man, I don't feel bad about that at all. And I did offset it with rearranging some other assets.
So but if
I don't feel too bad about that.
But I'm gonna put this right in your face again.
Thank you. Just keep doing that.
Yeah,
it's like the T-shirt all over again.
But let's talk realistic, right? Not everybody's doing the secondary thing or whatever. Retail on the shelf right now. I mean, not retail. What you would see it for on the shelf? Would you?
Well, the latest batch of that's 325, and it's younger whiskey.
Solid no.
And that's what happened when the third batch came at 325. I was out, and I remain out. Because if I can buy these from friends, or
Yeah.
if I can rearrange assets
Yeah.
with friends for in the 3 to 325 range, why would I buy a lesser bottle for the same
Right.
money?
I don't know if Scott's talking about this live stream or the Cream of Kentucky, but he's right. Yeah, the Cream of Kentucky's nasty. And Scott just sipped it, and I'm sorry that I did that to you, Scott.
If you ever watch the classic Canadian movie Strange Brew with the mouse in the still squeaking, I mean, that's as close as I can think. There must
so
be
bad.
some sort of dead animal that got into that batch. I don't know.
So Casey actually down at Spirits brought in a couple of those bottles, and I actually was tempted to buy one just to see if it was like a one-off thing. But it sounds like, I mean, if Kathy's had it, that's a different bottle.
Well, it can't be. I mean, think about what happens, and so that's a bottled and bond whiskey, which used to mean 2 seasons. I've heard recently that they've now defined a whole year as a season, which kind of pisses me off. But there's a big batch of it's not one. That's not a single barrel offering. There were multiple barrels in that that got married together and put in that. Maybe there was something wrong with the bottle, but it couldn't have been in the distillate.
I didn't see any dead animals in there or anything. I don't know. I mean, it's just bad.
It's just bad.
This is fantastic.
Yes.
I would
not going in the dump glass.
No. That's staying here. Eric, we got 2 more samples of yours. I don't know. Do you have it in you? Do we want to go to these? Because this here.
Well, I do, because
Different.
So there was a bad, terrible, horrific accident where some samples showed up broken.
Oh, no.
Whiskey everywhere. And so Eric, because he's just that kind of person, sent more. And he also, actually, you know what? As I start to ramble, I realize I'm feeling the effects of alcohol.
You ramble? I don't think I've ever experienced
I
that.
want to try Gold Spot. Now we're off the finish thing. Let's wrap up the finish thing.
Yeah,
please, give everything a try. Don't judge it because of what it is. Judge it based on the taste. Sometimes finished whiskey is quite tasty. Enough said.
Scott, if you make your friends try that, they might not be your friends after they try it.
I think the best thing you can do with that, Scott, is pour it around the windowsills to keep bugs out.
Yeah.
That's
or if you have a garden you want to keep the deer out of. That's okay. Yeah. But we're gonna get like angry phone calls at some point from old.
Oh look, Kathy got some of the samples we sent. What are friends for? Exactly. That's what whiskey is. Friends.
Even Cream of Kentucky.
Even if it's to prove what's awful.
Yeah. All right. Well, we did save them from buying it themselves, so I guess we did a public service here. All right. So we're drinking Gold Spot.
Gold Spot, Irish whiskey.
Irish whiskey.
Eric, I did not I've not had Gold Spot before. We talking single pot still? We talking single malt? I don't know.
Aqua. Now, for Irish whiskey, isn't this kind of high proof?
I don't know what the proof is.
51.4%.
Yeah.
That's 102.8. I did math. I would like it noted for the record.
Did you do it ahead of time?
I don't know if I did that correctly, but I did it.
What's the percentage?
51.4. 102.8.
Yes. Very good.
I mathed. All right. Give me your glass.
Dan did 6th grade math. He's so proud of himself.
6th grade. My daughter's in 2nd. She does better math than I do.
My kids were in 5th grade, I think, when they asked me to say, Daddy, can you help me with homework? And I looked at them and went, nope. You're on your own, kid. Good luck.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Kathy, I had Malort. So, Spirits Wine Provisions here in Arvada. Presumably those people like me. But one night I was there, and I'd never actually heard of Malort. And they said, have you had Malort? I said, no. They said, oh, well, you got to try Malort. I didn't have to try Malort, but they made me try Malort. It's terrible. That was already like many.
This is going to be a tough shift.
Yeah.
From 110 proof, well-aged American rye.
Yeah. Oh, this is way different.
How do we prep? Let's do a little doesn't count sip.
Okay. Well, first of all, do we know the age of this? Is there an age?
I know what's on the label, but even the rinse out sip's pretty damn good.
That is good.
That's very good.
Man, cutting through the higher proof stuff that we drank, that's really impressive. And it's not heat, it's flavor.
Yeah.
Gold Spot, huh? I
God
don't know.
damn, that's good.
All right, I don't know much about this.
Well regarded. I just don't know anything about it.
I don't know enough about Irish whiskey. Is really Gold Spot.
God damn, that's good.
Gold Spoot. Gold Spot.
Splooting is when animals lay all out like that.
Which we learned because my dog does that.
Mika does that.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you're in town, remember there's Drinking with Mika. We have a spot on the sofa over there for you with Mika the puppy.
Holy cow. Okay, so this Gold Spot, is this the 9-year, Eric? And was it in the 110 range, or did you pay more than that? Because that...
Eric hooked us up.
Yeah, for 110, actually, I would say
I'm going
this
to tell
is
you what,
quite
too.
good.
Speaking of the last thing, so Eric, I've always wanted to try the 21-year-old Redbreast. It was good. I think I like the 12-year-old cask strength better.
Really? I have, yes.
But we're going to drink some 15-year-old in a second.
Well, I have the 12-year, too, for comparison, if we want it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric. Yeah, this is
delicious.
This is. And so for 110, I would actually say this is a buy. It's a 9-year whiskey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't care how old it is. That's good.
So Eric paid more than that. But retail is, I guess,
I'm
110.
enjoying it more than that, so that worked out well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It does taste better when it's free. This is really good. Have we had a whiskey today we didn't like? Man, this is a monumental.
I say
live
we
stream.
keep going until we get the one we don't like.
Thank you.
Which the chances of stop it. Stop. No.
150 is what Eric paid for. What do you think? Buy?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
And here's why I say yes, because so Lagavulin 16 is now up to 125. And
this is every bit that.
Every
level.
bit is good, yeah. And
That's delicious.
I think Lagavulin 16. I bought my last bottle of Lagavulin 16, I think at $80, and it was a bargain.
Actually, Eric said greater than 150.
Oh, greater than 150.
He's like, it's so much he's embarrassed to say.
I'm never greater than 150. That's really fantastic.
They shared Kevin says they shared a lot of Malort with the rule that when it tasted, it has to be recorded. No.
I tried to pull that on Casey with the cream of Kentucky. He wouldn't do it.
No.
But his response was, "There's something wrong with this bottle."
Yeah. The thing, the wrong thing was you paid $75 for it.
Port, sherry, and Bordeaux finishing.
God, that's delicious.
This is fantastic. Man, this is really fantastic. I mean,
that fits right with the finishing, with the whole finishing.
And
I'll
glad...
tell you what though, so the port and the sherry I get. The Bordeaux, I've never liked a pure wine finish whiskey. Yeah, if you talk about port and sherry, those are fortified wines. Those have got distillate or spirits added to them.
Yeah.
I've never liked the pure wine finish. This is delicious.
I will say, I mean, after all the bad experiences we had with finished whiskeys, this has been a great day.
Yeah.
I mean, this is.
Thank you, Eric.
Yeah, thank you to Eric. This is fantastic.
Some of this should be in the dump glass to balance the dump glass out, but there's absolutely no way.
It's okay, because it's my day for the dump glass.
You owe 2.
I owe 2? All right. Well.
Although, no, 1, because last week's dump glass was delicious.
Can I just like sniff the cream of Kentucky and call it good?
No.
Damn.
Last week's dump glass was absolutely delicious.
Well, that doesn't count then.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't count. 1, you owe 1.
I owe 1. Okay.
I'm giving you credit.
All right, that's fair.
You're not used to people helping you.
No. That's not how things have gone. What else do we have? Oh, the Redbreast. Yeah.
Yep. I think we're good. This is bonus.
Man,
that's delicious.
Freaking good.
I'm going to find that.
That's really good. And I like of all the whiskeys that we drink, we spend probably the least amount of time on the Irish stuff.
Yes.
And so I don't know a lot about it. And this has kind of got me intrigued.
That's so good. I don't really care what I know.
Yeah.
Other than I need to go find a
Yeah. All right, Eric. While we're drinking your whiskey, this. By the way, this live stream is brought to you by Eric. Redbreast. Do you want me to bring down the 12 so we can compare?
Yeah, if you still have some.
I do. I have a little bit. I have a half left. All right. Also from Eric. Eric is the Elon
Eric, could
Musk
you
to our
open up
Twitter.
something we sent you so it feels like we're
givers?
Something?
Yeah. All right. You want to start with
besides the cream of Kentucky?
Yeah, don't open that. 15 or 12 to start with.
15. I've always wanted to try
All right,
15.
So this is 46 ABV, so that's 92 proof.
Who's 2 for 2?
Who's
two
mapping?
for 2?
Who's mapping today?
This is an educational program.
All right. Whoop, I got some on my computer. That's probably good for it.
It's alcohol. It just cleans.
Yeah, it just cleans the motherboard. All right. Oh, we got more on the computer?
Motherboard. Dan's old. Called it a motherboard.
Shut up. Don't talk about my mom like that. All right. So this is this 12. Okay, what did I just do with the 15? 92 proof, 15 years.
Pot distilled. So this is Redbreast is so single pot still is their style, which means part of the mash is malted barley, part is unmalted barley. That was a tax thing to get around the high taxes on malted barley.
Scott, the one we were tasting before this one was the Gold Spot, the pot distilled Irish whiskey, if that's what you're asking. And I don't know what Indian single malt means, but I would love to try some. Basically, at this point, anything Eric sends us, he could send us a sock in a bucket, and I would be like, all right, let's try it.
I don't know if that as good as that. This is going to sound terrible, but as good as that 21-year-old was, it was a little disappointing. There was diminishing returns over the younger Redbreast.
I got a lot of oak in this. Not bad, like not in a bad way, but it's a lot of oak.
A lot of sherry.
Yeah,
That's good.
It is. This is like another one of those ones that just does nothing wrong. You know, it's really well balanced. Does what it's supposed to do.
What's the proof?
I mathed. It was 92%. Or 92 proof.
90 proof.
Mm. That's good.
That's quite good.
I'm curious next to the 12 though, because the 12 is higher proof too. This is a cask strength, 115.2 proof.
Root, yeah, I've heard of it. Natural color, unchill. Look, Eric's just messing with me now. Unchill filtered. You know how I like that.
Look at that smile. It's like bordering on gross. All right, that's really fantastic.
This
too.
is delicious.
This is I think maybe the first live stream we've done where we didn't have a bad one, or like a not good one.
It's Eric's doing. Eric did this for us. Eric did this for us.
It's a shame to pour this in the dump glass. I don't think I can do it.
I didn't.
Man, it's like man, I don't even know.
It's like pecans.
Yeah, it's like a holiday.
I was gonna say Christmas. It's like Christmas,
like a holiday pie or something. You know?
Yeah, it's got the spices and the nuttiness.
Yeah,
and a pie crust that's done just right. That just melts in your mouth.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, this is good. This is really good. That does everything right. So
I have to say, I was thinking today we drink a little Kentucky Owl. We talk about finished whiskey, and that'd be kind of it. I'm hammered.
Well, we're among friends.
Yeah,
we did drink a lot, but everything. I can't get over that. Everything has been good. I mean,
I gotta say, I don't know if there's a difference in the 15 and the 21. Eric, maybe you probably know because you have the bottles. Other than the age, but I gotta tell you, I like the 15 better than I like the 21.
I really want to try the 12 next to it.
Yeah. Well, you know what we can do? We could try the 12 next to it.
We could. I feel bad dumping.
Well, use this glass instead.
Too late. All right. So we got the 12.
I'm going full screen.
Okay.
Full screen pork aim.
Oh man. Wait. Oh wow. Okay. This is a lot of pressure.
Full screen. Don't screw this up.
This is a lot of pressure.
Get the logos in the right spot.
All
That
right.
one logo's off a little bit, but it's like 6 degrees. Not that one, the other one.
I mean, he doesn't pay for this.
He doesn't even watch.
Yeah, he doesn't even know we do this. All right. So this is going to be, I'm guessing it'll be hotter. I mean, I've already had some of this, but I don't really remember it in comparison
I
to...
had a bottle. I don't know which batch this is versus...
Oh, we drank this at...
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I love
Yeah.
cask strength unchill filtered. Oh, that's pretty good.
It is.
That's pretty good.
That's damn good, too.
Yeah.
There's more of a little bit of a fire to it.
Yeah.
And it's not...
I think I bet you if... I don't know how... I need to be able to barely proof that down.
Good luck. Yeah, the 12's good. But okay, so here's the thing, is we talk about the difference between good and like amazing, right?
Yeah.
And those can be subtle shades of difference, right? This is pretty stark, actually, I would say. Like the 15 has that Christmas spicy pie feeling, whereas this is sort of a little bit less subtle about it.
Well, there's a huge proof difference.
Yeah, it's 20 proof. Right?
Taste that.
I'll do that here. I'm gonna
Are
drink
you
yours.
not going to drink after me?
Well, I don't want to drink yours. I mean, that's...
Oh, I'm insulted.
All right, I'll drink yours. I was trying to be nice. All right.
I still think the 12's better.
The 12 or the 15?
The 12.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I like that brightness to it.
It is bright. Ooh, I don't know. That's tricky. This tells a longer story, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. That lives with you a lot.
This is the 15.
The 12 comes in, smacks you with all the heat and the fruitiness.
Yeah.
But
Scott, what'd you pay for those in
lives
Pittsburgh? Because he's got the 15 and the 12. And I think you're right. I think the 12 is a great value. I'll drink it all day long, but this 15, to me, the 15 is just, it's more of a song, you know?
I agree.
I don't know. This is the 12.
I stand by. I like the 15 better than 21, which kills me. I can't believe that.
Yeah, we tried the 21 at our last whiskey night, and
That's true. But there was a lot of food involved.
There was,
and
other flavors.
Well, as far as old people go, debauchery, but which is kind of just not a lot.
Just because I took off my pants, is that what you... This is fantastic.
Let me tell you what. Here's the. I think this is the bottom line. Buy whatever red breast whiskey is available. It is delicious.
It is. It is.
And the single pot still designation is. I think it's delicious. It's this idea of you take some malted grain and some unmalted grain, which frankly is bourbon, right? Because most bourbon has got a malted barley component, but it's small, which is why I think I'm going to tie all this together. This is why we like the bolder spirits, because they've got 44% malted barley. But that blend and different levels of blend between malted and unmalted grains, delicious.
I wasn't listening, but this is really good. If you guys have any questions for us before we sign off, you should probably just save them, because we're not going to be able to answer them.
We're so happy to have Kathy here. Thank you, Eric,
thanks, Kathy,
for bringing Kathy to us.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Kathy, make sure Mark at thepracticalstill.com, shoot me an address, because there's some samples coming. We'll make sure you get included in that. And if you are watching and didn't comment, and you routinely watch, same email address. Let me know, because we're trying to share the love and grow the podcast and grow the videos.
Oh, and Scott, OWA 107 versus Weller 12. Let me know what you think.
Speaking of that, the poor man's Pappy, I made a big batch of that.
Has it matured?
It has matured. It is very good.
2 weeks from today, we'll test it out. So no live stream next week, because we're both otherwise occupied, but we will see you all in 2 weeks.
Cheers, Dan.
Cheers. Nice to see y'all.
Empty glass. Not really cheers.
Not empty.
I still can't.